Sadang, the neutron divides due to its internal or external conditions, or both?
Sometimes one and sometimes the other and sometimes both.
Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
That's putting the nuclear physicist hat on, huh? And they say there is no atomic division in Queen College. We've never been trained, so let's see if what we haven't been trained for we can come up with. If you go back to the teaching of yesterday, if I lose a screen, we're going to come back to it. We're trying to keep 2 screens, 3 screens now going. This is the neutron. We know what we've seen, a neutron is a dynamic entity. So if it is a dynamic entity, it has to have a center field force, which holds everything like a string and a spring together. If that central hold, which is what we call the reference point, or what we call the principal field force, is not there, there's nothing to hold. It has to be taken, to be given, to be back. And this is how all this, everything in this universe holds itself to a central field force, which is strong enough that can hold on to total entity within its structure. So you have this central entity, and then you have external field forces, because you understand, being a sun, you radiate. Being a plasma, you radiate. As much as you radiate out, you create a field on the different strength to absorb back in, which means in so many ways you have two process. In this process, if one, there is something very important. If I take this system out, this green part out here, you will understand here, even though there is no matter state field strength which gives it the visibility, accountability, still here there are field forces which are in operation. So this center is continuously giving field as much as taking from its environment. So you're a system inside the system. So if the condition inside the center changes in respect to itself, the system splits. So this system on its own becomes one entity, and the balance goes become the other entity. If the environment in the surrounding changes, you go through the same process again, because now this is weak enough, or a strength has changed, that this cannot hold to the whole entity. It separates itself, and this becomes a new package with a new level. Then you have a condition that the totality in and out between all of them unbalances in respect to the environment, and you get the creation of the electron and the proton. In reality, electron is created out of the fields of the proton, and that's why it has no mass. Its mass is very little, but the strength is very high. This is for the first time we understand in the world of science why electron behaves this way. Because it has no mass. Its mass is very little in what is gathered itself in the center. But on the other hand, it has higher strength mass plasma which is carrying itself. So it has not converted to the mass. So electron is by mass lower, but by energy, gravitational magnetic field strength much higher, because it comes from the center. This is what I said yesterday. This, as I disclosed, this is the first time ever in the world of science this is discussed this way, and so easy to understand. This always has been my biggest problem with my professors in nuclear industry. Why don't we see this? Why don't we understand? Everything has to have a parallel. Now we have the machine, we can see it. So in so many ways, this is what is the reality about the division of the neutron to electron and a proton. And why electron has such a little mass, because in fact it has not converted itself to matter mass plasma gravitational field strength. It still is in a plasma field strength, where the proton is a matter mass division. You want me to eat and speak too? Oh, when it's talking, I can eat. Okay, no problem. So this is what it is. This is a new knowledge. Literally, what you hear is the first time discussed in the world of science, in the world of nuclear, and we can see it because we have a parallel. We have these dynamic systems, which shows the center fields, and these center fields, which are there, is not empty. We don't have a zero. We have so much energy that it goes in the center. Rick, I said keep this for tomorrow. Maybe we can show it now. The dynamic course you said you have found, or you made it yourself, the video?
Okay, sure. There's 2 videos I can show.
Okay. I can.
And see, okay, I'll get that up here.
So now what you see, in a way, maybe yesterday and today, you have received a disclosure, one of the most important things in the world of energy and science and technology in nuclear science. Unfortunately, as I said, we have no nuclear institutes anymore left to teach, in a way. But there is one in Ghana. There is one university which teaches nuclear. We've got to go there and teach. And then Ghana become disclosure of the most important discovery in the world of nuclear, which is nucleus. Neutron has a center. Now we understand where the electron comes from.
Mr. Keshe, you said the electron comes out of the neutron. It is created from the neutron, is that correct?
It's the center field force is what we call principal matter section of the neutron, which due to the imbalances literally gets ejected.